Boris, how you doing, man?
Hey, very good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm real good. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Have you done anything to the shop? I mean, look, there's so much stuff here.
You know what? We were running out of space, so we expanded, we redecorated, got some more displays, try to kind of just showcase everything.
Wow, this looks better and better every time I come down here.
Thank you.
So let me tell you, I'm here for stage 2, right?
Nice.
I mean, and let's talk about stage 1 because I've had a few months right now, and I had just the best time. The car has been awesome, the performance, the handling, overall, just so much fun. I mean, I can't describe it more than just saying it's been fun. It's been really a lot of fun. My wife loves it. I love it. The kids love it. The sound and the performance has been just phenomenal. So thank you again.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Yeah,
Good to hear.
well,
Good to hear stage 1 went well, so now we're off to stage 2.
yeah, now I'm excited because I don't know what stage 2 is all about. You haven't told me yet.
So I think what you should have seen is, hey, I've got some power in this car now. I mean, it's a fast, fun car.
Yeah.
But now it's really good.
Yeah, it's really
Now
good.
what you should have started to feel is, you know what? I've got the power, but I can do a little bit more of the handling thing. It's a little bit, you know, I don't know if you feel that the rear end being a little light at high speed.
Absolutely, yeah.
Going around off ramps, you're probably doing them a little different now than you were, hopefully within the legal limit, but there's probably a little bit more to the suspension. I mean, one of the things, as you upgrade power, you also should upgrade handling.
Right.
Okay? And I think today, stage 2 is really all about getting you a little better handling so you can enjoy the power you've gotten used
So
to.
we're going to put the right shoes on this.
We're going to put the right shoes on.
this runner.
We're going to get rid of those shoes. We're going to get rid of those. We're going to get you some nice shoes that are going to grip. I think, look, you fell in love with the wheels that I showed you that were in some of our cars.
I did.
Now, those
They're
wheels
beautiful.
are pretty aggressive. It is the most aggressive kind of offset and size for an ABARTH. They're made for the car.
Right.
They fit right. They're designed well. They're very good quality. They're extremely strong. In fact, the strongest ones ever rated, I believe, for that car. But it's an 18-inch wheel that you wanted, and you have a 16-inch wheel. As I was telling you, when you were saying, hey, you know what? That's what I want to do next. So now remember, you have a 16-inch wheel with a tall sidewall.
Right.
And it's also narrow.
Right.
And you're in a stock suspension, so that you know, it's almost like an off-road looking vehicle there.
Yeah, you
right?
feel it, right? The way it's set up right
Yeah.
now, there's a lot of horsepower. Even when you leave it without the sport, there's a lot more horsepower. And the performance is just so much higher. But then when you're handling with those wheels, with those shoes,
You're doing this.
you're all over the place.
Yeah.
Even at higher speeds or low speeds in corners, the car doesn't stick very well to the ground. So, I mean, of course, it's 200 and past horsepower.
Yeah.
So.
Well, remember also, the car you have is set up for the general public, and then it's up to you. It starts off as a blank canvas. It's up to you
Right.
to customize it to how you like. Now, we have pretty much any suspension upgrade that's available for the car that's well made. We have it. We installed it. We tested. We run it in our own cars. So we're not just pitching one brand, and we also make our own. We typically will partner up with some of the top manufacturers in the world when we feel there's a need for a product that's not met in the marketplace. We'll make our own. So we make our own coilovers with a recognized global partner that are TUV approved, track tested, very good quality. We also make springs, but we don't make one set of springs. We make 3 sets of springs just for that car, so there is no compromise. We can get you the exact spring that's right for not only your car, but also for your driving style and what you want to get out of the vehicle.
So what do you think is the right setup for, you know, a daily drive and also performance and everything else?
Well, as you see in my car, it's slammed.
Right.
It is slammed. But if I plan to take my kids in it,
Right.
my wife in it, and go on a long trip, it's going to be a long, long day.
Yeah, you're
right?
gonna be
It's
hitting
be
a
long
lot
day.
of.
So I have it slammed because most of the driving I do is short distance or a little bit of autocross, a little bit of canyon running, and I like the way the car sits. Now, if I was driving it every day, going through a lot of maybe Los Angeles traffic and the beautiful roads we have here in the state, and I was going to go to a wider wheel, I might not want to be as aggressive. So one of the things we want to do with your vehicle is
Right.
we're going to do a set of progressive rate springs.
Nice.
So that's going to give you a good amount of travel, but also as you're going around the turn or you're accelerating, the springs are designed to stiffen up and give you improved handling. At the
So-
same time, we're going to not use the most aggressive setup we have because based on what you're telling me, your kid in the car, your wife at times, you guys are taking this out regularly, and us going from a 16-inch wheel to an 18-inch wheel, if we do a very aggressive setup, you won't be happy.
Right.
So we still want the car to handle well. We want to get rid of that big gap in the fender and the tire.
Right.
But we don't want you to get beat up too bad. So we're going to do our milder performance spring set, and we're going to pair that up with a nice 18-inch wheel with a nice aggressive street legal tread pattern that's going to wear nicely, so you're not going to wear it out in two weekends like the car I just showed you.
Right.
You were pulling up earlier. And then what we're also going to do is we're going to take the factory torsion bar, we're going to replace that with our Madness bar. That's going to be a little bit stiffer for you. So you're going to feel a little better handling in the back as well. And we're going to let you drive it around like that. So you're going to get a bigger wheel, nice setup, so it's going to sit right, it's not going to rub, it's made for the car. Nice aggressive tread pattern.
Pretty awesome.
Nice springs, nice torsion bar. And then I want you to drive the car for a little bit, because there's eventually going to be maybe a stage 3 if we keep making you happy, right?
All right.
So,
well, stage 2, I can't wait.
So we got to work on stage 2, make it right. Now you also mentioned it's time for service.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So,
4,000 miles.
Look, we do all the recommended service that the dealers do. We do repair, we do collision repair, we can do anything to
Synthetic oil, all that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So while it's here, we'll also do a quick service on it, put some nice oil on it, get it all freshened up.
Thank you.
And I'll invite you back once we have the car up on the rack, and we should have some fun soon.
Thanks, my man.
All right, thank you.
Stage 2.
Seeing something now.
You seeing something?
Ah.
Starting to look a little different.
Woo! Wow, look at that.
Maybe he's got some new shoes.
Oh, gotta give you a moment here. This is cool. This is a whole new car. Amazing how just like wheels and tires and just setup can change the whole thing right now. It's a whole different car. Stage 2, the monster, we're going to call it. This baby's not a baby anymore. It's grown up. Wow, this is cool. This is beautiful wheels.
You know, I think you'll agree, shoes a lot of times make an outfit, right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you picked some of the best shoes you could possibly get.
Wow, look at that. Look at those spokes. I mean, just the setup too. It's just not too low. It's perfect. It looks great. I'm gonna take a moment here. I mean, this is.
So I'll temporarily shut up, let you soak it all in, then I'll tell you what we did.
Yeah, I know you did something back here.
There's something back there.
Oh yeah, there's a new bar.
See that little red bar peeking through?
Yep.
That's our Madness torsion bar.
Yep.
Changed out the stock one, made the rear end a little more stiffer, handling. As you know, look, you can see the stance of the car has changed. It doesn't have that lifted off-road look and that huge fender tire gap, as you see.
No, it's just like it's flush right to the car. Yeah.
So what we did is we used our Madness springs. We have 3 different types of springs that we make specifically for this car. Knowing that you're doing the most aggressive wheel tire setup there is, knowing that you're going to have a child in the car, you're going to have a wife in the car, you're going to want to drive this thing on a daily basis. You didn't want it slammed so you can still retain the ride, get good handling, make it look right. Now the car will settle just a little bit over as you drive a little. But the goal was to get the best handling you can get while retaining a lot of the ride, right? And making these wheels really hard.
The springs on red, the calipers in the red car, the wheel.
So what we did is we used, these are Pogea racing rims. We import these from Germany. It's an 18-inch concave wheel design that's been designed specifically for the car.
Right.
It fits right, there's no spacers, there's no rubbing, it sits correct. The wheels are TUV approved. For those in the US, that might not mean much, but if you're in Europe, if you don't have TUV approval, that means your stuff is not going to pass safety tests.
Absolutely.
This is one of the strongest wheels ever tested on the car. They're rated like 500 kilograms per wheel.
I'm going to drive
I
it.
think you got to drive it.
Come on, let's do it.
Come on.
Let's take it out.
Let's go take this baby out.
Look at this. Woo! Nice.
Smiling, that's good.
Yep.
That's good, that's good.
A little tighter.
A little tighter, a lot tighter, I think, yeah. 'Cause it's good, tight. Feels good, Boris.
I'm glad you like. Oh yeah, I can tell you're gonna have some fun.
It's
Now-
tight. I mean, it feels really good. Like now, there was some wobbling going on
Yeah.
before, smaller wheels and tires. Now it's like one solid go-kart.
Now you also
Right.
notice, look, we're driving through an industrial area. The streets are pretty beat up. This isn't exactly the smoothest road possible.
Yeah, it's comfortable.
And you notice, you're not getting banged up. You don't hear any creaking, any banging, any suspension noise.
No, it's smooth. It's not like rigid,
Yeah.
where it's uncomfortable. It feels really, really comfortable now.
I think you also see the difference as the spring starts settling in a bit.
Yeah,
As you get a little bit of wear on the tires, so they start gripping better.
yeah.
You are really going to be able to really see a lot more of the handling upgrades, or feel them. In fact.
Yeah, like there's the street here it's not so flat and it's good. Like it's comfortable. Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
It's good. Nice and tight.
A lot of times you lower a car, you put some wheels on, and then you go, "Oh my God, what did I do?"
Yeah, then you wanna go
I just
back.
ruined a perfectly good car. Now I'm going to spend another $500-600 trying to get the suspension dialed in and all that. Where here, the car still feels like it should have when it came out. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you see there's no spin anymore. The tires, it's gripping the ground.
Now, after we did the upgrades last time, I mean, you got a pretty big bump in horsepower, good
Right.
bump in torque.
Right.
Did you feel a lot of wheel spin before?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, from like first and second gear, especially on the smaller tires.
Yeah.
You have that spin going on because there's no grip and the tire's small. Now I don't have that. Now I have solid grip. There's no lag on anything. Plus, with the upgrades on stage 1, with the throttle response and everything that we did, phenomenal. Just so much fun.
Now, you got to do me a favor, because I noticed here's a dip and we're slowing down. Of course, you want to do that.
Right.
But there's a couple of turns here you can take
Uh-huh.
where there's absolutely no need to step on the brakes.
Really?
And even though the tires are not worn in as much,
Tell me where to go.
you're still fine. Do the exact same turn. Don't go here because you've got a couple of dips. But go ahead and go on the main street.
Oh, just make the right
Yeah,
turn.
and then just make a couple, as you make that right turn there, make a couple more right turns or left turns to where you see there's no dips, and that way you can really kind of feel how much better does the car handle. How are the wider wheels, the better tires, and the springs, the torsion bar in the back. Has it made a big upgrade? Ah, there you go.
Like that?
Yeah. See?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Now you can feel it?
Oh, yeah.
So even on this next street,
Yeah.
you should be able to make a right turn.
No problem.
I'm not going to tell you what speed, but
Right.
not at that speed, but
But enough to,
enough to tell. There you go.
oh, yeah.
So looking at the speedo when you were taking a turn, that was exactly twice the speed you just took that turn on originally without any
Before.
issues. Before, yeah. You went into that turn. I believe when I looked over, it was 15 or 17 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Even with gravel on the road, right now you took it at a bit over 30.
Yeah,
and
my
there
back
was,
is a
there was
little
no
bit.
issue, right?
How's your back?
I'm good.
So you're good? Me
good.
too, man. This is too much fun. This is so cool. Oh, look, you see, I didn't have to slow down too much. I'm a little
Look
different.
at that. You notice the wheels didn't rub, the tires didn't scrape, nothing happened.
Hey, thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I'm going to have a nice drive home. Every time I come down here and I go home, like I'm happier and happier. I mean, this car is just like getting to new levels, man. Thanks to your shop.
You gotta make it happen.
It is.
Stage 3. You know, there's a stage 4, 5, and so on. But our goal, we do it in baby steps. That way you do the upgrades, you enjoy the car, you can see what's happened, you can kind of see how every single change makes a difference. Some you will love, some you won't like as much. Hopefully, we get most of the ones that you love.
I'm loving everything, man. I'm loving everything. Everything you've done to this car so far has been amazing.
So the next part, you've been here for the first part, you've seen how we did the work, you've been at the shop, you hung around, you've seen the guys.
Right.
You know,
your team, by the way, is like phenomenal. You guys are just the best. These guys work hard. They're the nicest people. You come here and bring your car here. There's not a better shop. And the owners are, I'm just telling you the truth. These guys are awesome.
and in case you guys never got the opportunity to meet Antonio, really, really nice. It's just been really a pleasure. I was just telling you, it's been a pleasure meeting you. And you know what we did? We simply, I said, look, come down here. We'll do some suspension upgrades. We'll put some shoes in the car and we'll go grab lunch. Right? So we came down. We chatted for a couple of minutes. You let us handle the car. And while we went to a nice Italian deli down the street, by the way, if you ever come down there, right?
Even better.
Great Italian deli down the street. Grabbed the sandwich, came back. There's the car. Done. Drove around. It's nice. But the next stage, you're going to have to leave. I got brakes.
I'm going to leave the car.
You're going to leave the car if you trust us. You're going to leave us the car. Leave us the keys, and I'm going to tell you anything that we're going to do.
All right.
I'm just going to surprise you because I kind of got an idea of what you like.
Okay.
And the next time you leave the car, you come back, and if you thought it was a whole different beast then,
This is too good.
I mean, have some fun. You got some new shoes to break in, some new suspension upgrades.
I'm going to enjoy this drive. Thank you. And thank you guys to 500 Madness. You guys are awesome.